Hai semua, nama saya Jingji daripada Kumpulan 1. Sebelum itu, ahli kumpulan saya ialah Elvin, Joanna, Hayley, Caleb, Braden, Ayu, Anika, Celeste dan Natalie. Hari ini kami akan melaporkan pembentangan tentang tempat pilihan kami iaitu Lalaport Bukit Bintang untuk projek MPU 3182 yang bertajuk Kerja Lapangan Melawati Bekas Lokasi Penjara Pudu ataupun Lalaport.
Objektif kajian ini termasuk mempelajari dan menyelidiki sejarah penjara Pudu dan impak bekas lokasi tersebut terhadap sejarah negara. Selain itu, kita dapat mengetahui evolusi bekas lokasi penjara Pudu dan impak perkembangan kawasan tersebut kepada peradaban masyarakat setempat.
Di samping itu, kita dapat mengkaji keadaan lokasi bersejarah sekarang dan memberi input untuk menambahbaikan usaha pemeliharaan lokasi bersejarah negara.
Objektif terakhirnya ialah mengkaji sejauh mana elemen-elemen bersejarah penjara Pudu dipelihara atau diintegrasikan dalam projek pembangunan semula seperti Bukit Bintang City Centre (BBCC).
Pudu Prison was constructed by the British government and was well known for its cramped cells and harsh environment. Due to the tiny cells and contaminated water supply, a cholera outbreak soon broke out in 1895. During World War II, the prison was home to prisoners of war when the Japanese took over. Post-war, the prison served as a place where criminals, more specifically drug traffickers, were caned and hanged. In 1984, a talented inmate created the world's largest mural that was depicting a rainforest landscape. Pudu Prison was formally closed in 1996 and was abandoned for 13 years. This was because the facilities were deteriorating and thieves were using the metal bars from the prison cells as scrap metal. There was a large debate on whether the prison should be preserved as a national heritage. Ultimately, in 2009, the prison was demolished due to pressure felt by the government. The demolishment of the prison was due to several factors such as high demand for its land and its once famous prison murals tarnished.
So Lalaport is actually located under Bukit Bintang City Centre. Bukit Bintang City Centre is a regeneration project, and the main goal was to improve the area's socio-economic status, its surrounding environment, and transport system. Suriram, the developmental lead of BBCC Development, SDN BHD, claims that they took over a site that was vacant and tried not to displace or relocate any local community or businesses. They've also tried to make sure that BBCC was sustainably built. And not only that, Suriram claims that the development of Pudu has done well to preserve the heritage of Pudu itself, as well as improve the socio-economic activities within the neighborhood of Pudu.
However, after 3 years of this mall's conception, can this mall really be able to make a stand for itself? As per our visit here, the iconic staircase was empty, with tourist numbers decreasing and only certain events which helps with the liveliness of this mall. And in fact, when it comes to cultural preservation, only the main gate has been preserved and incorporated with the design of Lalaport. And as today stands, that gate has been turned into a modern arts cafe, with Tour 1895, which has just been opened a month ago, taking that place instead. So, as we can see, not much cultural preservation has been preserved here. Therefore, let us ask a couple of passersby to see what they have to say about Penjara Pudu's cultural preservation.
Yang saya baru tahu lebih kurang dalam 4-5 tahun lah.
Looks relatively new. I would say, I don't know, last 10 years.
At least 2 or 3.
It was actually established and fully open to the public in 2022.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's still relatively new.
Yes,
What was it?
it was a prison, Pudu prison, which is
No idea.
Pesalah-pesalah jenayah, pesalah-pesalah orang buat kes dadah, macam-macam lah.
not sure, but it was very big. I went here before it was turned into a mall, so I actually see the prison Pudu before lah.
For me, it's okay je. Nothing to be afraid of. Sebab macam tak tahu sebab orang pun sekarang pun nak jadi mall kan. So like why kenapa kita orang nak kisah kan? So yeah.
Was the first center of the prison in the whole of Selangor, and it's created at 1895.
efficient use of land resources in the city? I don't know. I would think that.
Kristen? No. Don't know also, okay? Yeah, it's okay.
Yang bagi pendapat saya mungkin kawasan tempat di Kuala Lumpur ni kawasan tempat dia terhad kan. Mungkin lebih baik dirobohkan tapak penjara ni dan dijadikan tempat yang bermanfaat seperti shopping mall ya.
Ada cakaplah mungkin mereka nak jadikan penjara ini sebagai bangunan heritage. Tapi kerajaan lepas tu robohkan walaupun masyarakat rasa macam ini tempat penting untuk Malaysia. Apakah perasaan anda?
For me, I can understand what the government think of because it's a huge land. I remember it's being very huge, but then we don't use the land as much as effective as the government can. So I think I understand they need to turn it into something that profitable for them.
Dia tak ramai pengunjung sebab kedai-kedai kat dalam ni pun tak banyak sebenarnya.
That's for history to decide because the thing is some historical sites only become historical once everyone appreciates it. If they don't know about it, they can't appreciate it. Therefore, stuff gets wiped out and they build new things. Will this be a heritage site? I don't think so.
Tapi kat sini selalunya usually orang yang siapa minat anime and so on, selalu kat sini banyak event. So ramai je datang. Selalu on weekends lah, weekdays biasa je.
Selepas datang melawat Lalaport dan bekas tapak penjara Pudu, saya percaya kerajaan perlu menitik beratkan dan lebih menerankan ilmu-ilmu dan sejarah Malaysia. Dan selain daripada memikirkan duit dan cara untuk mendapat profit, kerajaan haruslah juga fikirkan apakah warisan Malaysia dan apakah tempat-tempat bersejarah, bangunan-bangunan yang mempunyai signifikan. Saya berasa walaupun Lalaport merupakan idea yang bagus untuk meletak tempat sesuatu yang efisien di tempat yang sudah lama tiada guna, saya tetap rasa bahawa boleh dibina sesuatu yang lebih efisien dan lebih mungkin menekankan ilmu dan sejarah Malaysia, seperti mungkin menubuhkan museum tentang sejarah-sejarah Malaysia selain daripada membina sebuah lagi pusat membeli belah yang sekarang dikira sebagai tempat yang tidak ramai mengunjungi.
I learned the importance of preserving the history of Malaysia's heritage site no matter their past history. I think the government should raise more awareness on the importance of these historical sites and continue to maintain current sites like Museum Negara and A Formosa in Malacca.
Ini membantu saya memahami bagaimana tempat ini memainkan peranan dalam membentuk identiti dan budaya kita. Saya juga menyedari kepentingan untuk menjaga dan melindungi tapak sejarah ini supaya generasi akan datang dapat menghargainya.
Sejarah tidak patut dilupakan. I feel quite saddened that the Pudu prison had to be demolished for a mall that is now quite unpopular to the locals. There are just some things you should not forget, and you can't just forget things immediately by building something new on top of it.
As someone who did not grow up in the heart of Kuala Lumpur, this definitely helped me foster a deeper understanding towards the people and society here. It was a very insightful and eye-opening process, which also reminded me to appreciate the historical and sentimental value, as well as the sacrifices that comes with of our country's heritage sites. And overall, I am very grateful for this experience.
Menyelidik tentang tapak sejarah ini, saya diberi peluang untuk lebih memahami warisan dan budaya yang membentuk negara kita. Melalui kajian ini, saya juga dapat menghargai tapak-tapak bersejarah dalam menceritakan kisah tentang perjuangan, kemajuan dan nilai-nilai yang dihargai oleh generasi terdahulu.
Setiap bangunan yang dibina pada zaman dahulu mempunyai kisah yang tersimpan. Penjara Pudu merupakan bukti sejati yang mengingatkan kita tentang kejadian gaib yang pernah menjadi sejarah dalam negara kami dan tidak patut dilupakan oleh generasi yang akan datang.
After researching and learning about the history of Pudu Prison and its significance, I have come to gain an appreciation towards the historical value that it held. And it was a shame that it was demolished as it held such historical significance.
I've learned a lot about Pudu Prison and its historical impact on the country of Malaysia. When doing the interviews with various people of different backgrounds, I've learned their different perspectives and how they view the demolishment of Pudu Prison as a whole.
Lawatan ni bantu saya merasai perubahan zaman. Mungkin penjara ini penting pada masa dahulu, tetapi pada era yang Emang ni, orang ramai tidak lagi memerlukan penjara ini. Tetapi pusat membeli bola ini juga akan menjadi peringatan.
After extensive research and discussion done on Pudu Prison and Lalaport, as well as getting to hear the thoughts and opinions of other people towards these two places, we have definitely learned a lot throughout this experience. Pudu Prison, because it has been around for so long, it has basically become a part of the many people's lives in some way or another. So when people got to know that this heritage site will no longer be there anymore, it was only natural for people to get sentimental and emotional. Not just because of the historical value it holds, but also due to the mural paintings that brought about a powerful symbol for hope and rehabilitation.
However, after the demolition and the construction of a new mall in its place, Lalaport, what has happened is already in the past, and we as citizens must look forward to a new tomorrow. As Malaysia progresses in its modernization, finding a balance between development and preservation of heritage sites, such as Pudu Prison, is a key to ensuring the economic growth of a country whilst preserving its history and the beauty that comes with. Because these heritage sites are like the roots of this country. Roots that remind us of the history of Malaysia, what it once was, and more importantly, for future generations to study and learn from as well.